Some very interesting names.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Locked On Bulldogs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today's episode brought to you by Mazda. Move and be moved. More on
I
Mazda.
like to be moved.
Yeah, Daniel, I like things moving, matriculating, if you will, down the field in a
Well, what I
positive-
like to do is when I move, I like there to be some sort of purpose and intentionality behind it. I like for someone to have thought for more than 10 seconds about where we're moving to. That would
What
be
if I
nice.
was to tell you that Kirby Smart is doing that exact same thing that you want him to do right now?
Mhm.
Some interesting names on the coaching search. And I use old because he is in fact old, guys. He's coming back from,
There's objective truth in this world.
okay. An old dog that is still making new waves in the NFL. And then some sad news. Just some straight up sad, depressing, horrible news. It's Friday, everybody. Welcome.
We're going to report a death in the third segment.
Well, we may be. By the way, if you love this sort of banter, lockedonbulldogs.supercast.com. Get over there right now with us. Daniel, let's begin with this. Matthew Stafford, third quarterback in third dog in NFL history to get MVP honors, the second closest voting since 2003, second closest voting ever, one vote ahead of Drake May for the MVP, gets the honor.
Yeah.
And can I just say with all Dog Nation, absolutely deserved for Matthew Stafford to do the numbers that he put up in the way that he put up. It carried the Rams, comes back for another year, announces, but man, this is big for him and for UGA and for the Rams.
This is going to be a rabbit trail digression right off the bat in segment one. But you don't get to talk about Matt Stafford a lot when you host a Georgia Bulldogs podcast because he hadn't played for Georgia in 20 years. But I remember when Matt Stafford was about 19 years old.
Yeah.
A picture surfaces of him doing some kind of like a keg stand at a party. Right? He's got the haircut. He's on campus. He's at Georgia. And this picture surfaces of Matthew Stafford at the time, Matt Stafford. Matthew Stafford at a party, being a 19-year-old, making some questionable choices.
Being a kid.
And the reporting of Matt Stafford's low character was prolific, Clint. It was, I mean, this was a long time ago. This is probably a lot, but it's burned into my brain that this guy is like he's not the kind of character that you want on the team. How could Mark Richt allow a guy like this to be leading the football team? He's a selfish me guy. I'm sorry. You watched the NFL honors last night, and you see Matt Stafford with his longtime cancer-surviving wife.
Oh, that's wild.
And his 4 beautiful little girls that he brings up onto the stage with him to celebrate his biggest achievement in the NFL. I mean, maybe other than winning a Super Bowl. This is the best representation of your university that you could possibly want. This guy is it, not just as a football player, but as a man, as a human being. This guy is it. He is doing it the way that you would want anybody to do it when they represent an institution that you are loyal to. Matt Stafford should be absolutely praised and beloved by all of Dog Nation because the way Georgia, I don't know if I need to tell you this,
Go ahead, but
gets a lot of negative publicity from the Atlanta and Georgia papers specifically.
No, By the way, one person no longer on the rolls of that paper.
No longer. Well, he's probably doing it independently. I haven't checked the blogs lately.
Still my greatest fame to I just go on. Sorry.
But Georgia gets a lot of negative publicity, and some of it well-deserved. But it's stories like this, it's guys like this, it's moments like this that make you proud to be a Georgia Bulldog. I'm not trying to get all sentimental on Matt Stafford, but he's the best football player in the NFL and also a great human being.
That's what's so wild to me. If you look at what people talk about Georgia, and I don't mean this to disqualify. Again, two things can be true at the same time. Seymour getting in trouble with a TikTok viral and having things done to him. Should he have done a prank like that? No. No. And we could even fight yes or no on that. Truly and honestly, this day and age, different culture, different time. Okay, I'll have that discussion with you. Was it accentuated and highlighted at one university and by one department more than it does happen on a regular basis elsewhere? Yes, two things are true. We're not dismissing anything, and we're saying yet there is this heightened sense of somehow you are fighting terrorism, Athens PD, by tracking down 19-year-old kids. So it is under a microscope, but if you look at what Matt Stafford has done, like you said, one wife, 4 beautiful children, 4 beautiful daughters on stage, in which he gives credit and says how much he loves them, the best player in the NFL, making a throw. Talk about just like as a dude and as a man coming through the program, coming through Georgia. It's not just one off. These are happening. You go look at every single person under Kirby and what they do in the community. Look at what Jordan Davis does in the community. Look at Nolan Smith, future UGA head coach. Nolan Smith, let me just put that out there now onto the ether because I want that so bad.
Get ahead of it.
Please. These are the cats that are coming out of Georgia. And on top of that, the single most impressive throw I've ever seen in my entire life from one hash to another without moving anything but this muscle right here on a rope for a first down to put. I've never seen a throw like that in my entire life. Point blank.
He's elite. Congratulations to him. And maybe just if there's going to be a takeaway from this segment, if we're all going to learn something from this segment,
let's learn.
Maybe the point that I'm trying to make is don't look at one thing that a 19-year-old does and just assume that you know everything about that human being's character for the rest of their life, because maybe, there's a lot more to the story. And so the Matt Stafford keg stand, I'm not comparing it to the Seymour arrest or the whatever, but maybe we could just understand that a person's character is going to be developed over time, and they should have the opportunity to do
maybe not ruin a 19-year-old kid before he even gets going in life, to make, again, an entire family, an entire fan base, and an entire franchise have a better relationship, a more successful time, and generationally change the trajectory of dozens and hundreds of people that are closely affiliated with him off of one thing. Maybe don't ruin that trajectory because you have some sort of bee in your bonnet about something. Just a thought.
I mean, give whatever. Just keep doing that and hating Mike Bobo and doing all the same things that you always do. Either way.
Daniel's, it's Friday. I told you. He's the man. The man's.
I got electricity in my home.
He's completely thought out, guys.
We're fine now. It's fine now.
We're going to come back after these and talk about names that you should know because they're very interesting for a coaching search. But first, these. Daniel, our fine folks over at FanDuel, they're the best. I don't know how to say this any other way. It's only one more time. Super Bowl 60, I get to say.
It's Friday today. Sunday is just a couple days away. You need to be on FanDuel right now.
That's right. Make sure you're in the middle of it with just the right offer at the biggest game of the year. Whether you're backing the favorite, riding with the underdog, or building one last same game parlay, this is the game everybody's been waiting for. This is where predictions turn into plays, stats turn into storylines, and every snap feels bigger. It's a perfect way to cap off the season. New customers bet $5, and if you win, you get $200 in bonus bets. Make it count, because after the Super Bowl, guess what? Season's over. Last call football, FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. But that's not all, Daniel. We got TurboTax. TurboTax is fantastic, and you should know them because you don't like doing taxes. I know you're lying.
No,
people who say they enjoy it, stop.
No,
you don't.
They're liars.
You're trying to impress people. We're not impressed. TurboTax full service. You can have your taxes done for you by a trusted local expert, start to finish, without stress or guesswork. Upload documents, go about your day, and get updates right in the TurboTax app. Limited time, you can have your taxes done by a TurboTax expert. $150 all in. If a TurboTax expert didn't file your last year's taxes, just file before February 28th. Take taxes off your plate and get back to your life. TurboTax.com/local to book your appointment today.
All right, Clint.
Daniel.
We talked about Matt Stafford.
We did.
We pre-production meeting out the window. We led the show with that. NFL MVP, Matt Stafford, best player in the NFL. Congratulations to him.
You got to give people a taste for something, Daniel.
Let's reverse and talk and go back to a conversation that we've been having, an ongoing conversation, a conversation about Georgia's future outside linebackers coach. Now, I made the point yesterday, Georgia's not necessarily hiring an outside linebackers coach. Sometimes Kirby will move people around on the staff and hire a guy. Maybe he brings in a secondary coach and he moves T-Rob to come in and coach the outside linebackers. That could happen, but let's just assume Georgia's hiring an outside linebackers coach. Clint, I said yesterday that the most important attribute, I'm curious because I know you didn't listen to the podcast yesterday because I didn't listen when you recorded by yourself and I was sitting here in the dark alone.
That's for totally different reasons.
Well, that's because I couldn't charge my phone. I'm curious.
Yeah.
For this position, let's say you're playing college football 26 and you're creating this coach. Great. Are you building them as a recruiter, a developer, or a tactician? What's the most important coaching attribute that you want in this hire? Recruiter, developer, tactician.
Here's what's wild about this. You have to not only think short-term, long-term, college football, Glenn Schumann. If I'm looking at who's recruiting at a high level for Georgia, it's Kirby Smart and Glenn Schumann. Hartley's in there getting guys. Like, I mean, the brand itself, we got NIL essays being written that people are saying we got to pay guys premium to pull them away from Georgia. Did you hear that, Georgia fan? They have to pay.
Well, they open up your pocket, but
they have to pay over market. So just a quick question. I have to do this, dog fan. Would you, if you knew a house is only worth $600,000, would you willingly pay $900,000 just because you want to live on a street that has a name in itself? Like,
if you're Lane Kiffin, yes. That's literally how Lane Kiffin is built.
I've just described Lane Kiffin's entire life. Okay. Yeah. Just his entire life. Yeah. And LSU and Louisiana's governor, if I'm going to be totally honest.
Correct. Yes. All right. Recruiter, developer, tactician, Clint.
I have to go recruiter on this, Daniel. I have to.
Interesting. I did not agree with that. Yesterday, what I said was because you have Kirby Smart and Glenn Schumann, you can get away with hiring an average recruiter here. What Georgia has lacked over the last 2 to 5 years, Clint, particularly from the outside linebacker position, is what? Pass rush. They have lacked a sustainable, functional pass rush from that position. I want a guy that can take the players on campus, teach them, develop them, impart wisdom and skill to them, truly coach them up in such a way that they are going to develop and become elite, particularly in that area. So give me an elite developer, an elite teacher, a guy who knows a thing or two about rushing the passer. Now, hold that thought.
Okay.
And let me give you 3 names.
You go through these 3 names. I'm going to listen as you give these 3 names, Daniel. Okay.
Okay. 3 names that are being linked to the Georgia outside linebacker coach. The first name is Christian Robinson, current outside linebackers coach at Alabama, formerly at Florida, at Auburn, at Ole Miss, formerly a Georgia football standout in the late 2000s, early 2010s. Christian Robinson, name number 1. Name number 2, Jarvis Hayes. No, not Jarvis Hayes. I got basketball in my brain already. Jarvis Jones. Carter, head football coach. Jarvis Jones, I don't need to tell you who he is because he is the single greatest pass rushing linebacker in the history of Georgia football. Jarvis Jones, name number 2. Name number 3 is Dante Hightower, former Alabama All-American, legendary linebacker, played under Kirby Smart, has an incredible relationship with Kirby Smart. So, Christian Robinson, Jarvis Jones, Dante Hightower. Clint, what do all 3 of those guys have in common?
Go ahead.
They are all elite at the position. You talk about a guy that can develop, that can impart skill to an outside linebacker. You got Jarvis Jones and Dante Hightower, 2 of the best linebackers to ever play college football, period.
Correct.
And then you got Christian Miller, former Georgia legend, who's been coaching outside linebackers in the SEC at an incredibly high level, currently at Alabama, for almost over a decade. So these are 3 names, Clint, that get me really excited. Now, Georgia could go with a veteran coach. And I would understand the logic there. But to me, this is the moment to take a swing. Georgia fans, they wanted Hines Ward so bad. But it never made sense to bring Hines in based on the makeup of the coaching staff and where Georgia was and what Georgia needed. But right now, on this Georgia defensive staff, Clint, you have got some really established veteran coaches. Like, you've got some guys that are there, and it begins with Kirby Smart kind of holding everything together. But then you look at a Trey Scott and his pedigree and where he's been in coaching. This guy's a veteran SEC defensive coach. You even look at Glenn Schumann, as young as he is, the experience that he has, he's a veteran coach. I think now is the time, if you're Georgia, you take a swing on one of these guys. Now, Christian Robinson's got a ton of experience. That would not be a swing.
No.
But a Dante Hightower or Jarvis Jones, Clint, these are very interesting names to me because they don't have a ton of experience. But what they do possess is a knowledge and a skill set, an ability to impart technique and fundamentals, to coach, to develop guys that you just can't replicate from anybody else.
You can't. And I think the most important thing, here's what Daribe had, clearly, and what I want, what to me is a non-negotiable. If you want to go developer, you want to go I'm okay. Listen, I like the recruiting aspect within these guys. I think, by the way, Chris, he has that ability. He has the ability to talk to. He's like, you have to. And his recruiting trail and his stops along the way. He's seen it. He's seen recruiting on different campuses, different people. He's got a good bag of tricks in his system. But here's what I need most of all. And the non-negotiable, you have to be able to speak the new language of college football. You have, that's what Coach Daribe was incredible. That's what Kirby talked about. Kirby is high standard. Kurt Cignetti, high standard. Again, I'm saying coaches that we respect and love. You notice I haven't said one thing about Sunbelt Billy or anybody else from that division who comes on over, because there's a standard that they set. There's excellence that they drive, and they know how to embark on a path towards excellence with those in the right seats in the organization. Daribe had that ability to be something that Kirby's not. I need somebody. So maybe this is your point. Kirby and Glenn there, who has the establishment. I need somebody that can talk to the kids in NIL more than anybody else. Yeah. Jarvis Jones, check. People that are living it, people that have lived it, people that know what this looks like, is to me the non-negotiable. So all the names you listed, I think have that, Daniel.
Yeah, I just think now's the time to maybe go a little bit outside the box, because again, Georgia's been great, but if you're going to poke holes in the Georgia football team, pass rush is the easiest hole to poke. Yep. And as I said it yesterday, Clint, I think it is the single most important thing a defense can do in today's college football is win one-on-ones at the line of scrimmage and affect the timing of the quarterback. The ball gets out so quick, there is almost no opportunity for like traditional blitz to get home. You've got to wreck your guy at the line of scrimmage and be in the backfield disrupting the quarterback from the snap.
You do.
That's what Georgia needs is those type of guys. And they have not had them, quite frankly, for a little bit. I think a guy like Dante Howard, a guy like Jarvis Jones, you bring a guy like that in, and you got to think that you're on the right track towards developing some guys. I mean, Quintavious Johnson, you think he wouldn't benefit from Jarvis Jones? Come on, guys. He's the greatest pass rushing linebacker to ever play at Georgia.
Every name you're saying right now, Georgia fan, you're wrong on. Just so you know.
David Pollock played defensive line. He's the greatest pass rushing linebacker to ever play at Georgia. Period. Absolute period. All right, we're going to be back in segment 3. There has been a murder, and we will discuss it.
But first, what do you know about Mazda? This is Mazda's moving the game forward. For those who show there's more to the score than what's on the screen. Just like Jarvis Jones continued to move Georgia's defense, and we hope somebody like him can continue moving our pass rushers up the field to absolutely annihilate in the backfield and bring chaos. It reminds us that Kirby and company have what it really takes to raise the ball, just like Mazda. It's the extra work off the court, dialing every detail, giving it that extra fire, the grit, and I never quit. We put the same passion into every model. Highlights make the reel. What it took to get there makes it count. There's more to a Mazda because there's more to you. We're doing an autopsy.
I do declare there has been a murder, Clint. By the way, LockedOnBulldogs.supercast.com. I'm not going down for this. If you like the banter, LockedOnBulldogs.supercast.com is for you. Not only do you get invited, you can sign up for a plan that includes an invitation to the text thread. You can banter with us at any point that you like. You're just a text at any time.
It is your opportunity to call the Twink and the Bear to our face. The Twink and the Bear.
Yeah, I don't know. We're going all Office references in this segment, but that's like a blood, semen, or urine type thing. Like, I don't know which one I want it to be, but this feels like the fourth segment, Clint. We're only in the third segment, but it feels like we're in the fourth segment, which that's what you get.
YouTube is, by the way, totally going to catch that one.
Yeah, listen, we'll see. If he dies, he dies. Speaking of dying, Georgia basketball on a 3-game losing streak, Clint. 2 of those at home, 1 in heartbreaking overtime fashion. How many of these 1-possession games can Georgia lose this year to Tennessee? And the other, a blowout loss at home to Texas A&M. Now, Texas A&M is a good basketball team, but
good basketball team.
In Stegman Coliseum to get absolutely run the way that Georgia did, it is not a good look for your Georgia Bulldogs. And so, as you would imagine, the bottom has completely fallen out of this basketball team. And all of our early season talk about them being an NCAA tournament team, that all looks silly and ridiculous. Well, hang on. They're currently projected as a 9 seed. Firmly, that's where we were last year, by the way, a 9 seed.
I'm sorry.
Firmly still in the NCAA tournament right now, according to all projections, not even on the bubble. Georgia firmly in the NCAA tournament, projected right now as a 9 seed. And, oh, by the way, it's the SEC. Which means, Clint, Georgia goes on the road tomorrow, Saturday, to LSU. there's a quad one win. If Georgia gets the win right there, there's another quad one opportunity. The resume only has more opportunities to grow. My question to you, Clint, is
I don't know if I want the question.
I'm not going to ask you the question that I'm terrified of the answer. I'm just going to bypass that question.
Good.
My question to you is, what do you need to see change for this Georgia basketball team in order to take advantage of these quad one opportunities, in order to keep building the resume, in order to stay in the NCAA tournament, which they are currently in right now? But in order to stay there, what do we need? Clearly, some things need to change.
Yes.
What are some things that stand out to you?
Sometimes when you watch sporting events, if you know something long enough, if you've been a fan of the team, if you've been around the sport long enough, you can start calling out plays before they happen. You could start seeing Overton,
Sure.
Alabama lines up their left tackle on one side inside the 10, and you're screaming, they're throwing a screen to him. Would you get over there right now? Okay. You can begin to predict these things, even on our own teams. We know on certain plays that are coming. What's the special? Where's it at? Okay. With Georgia basketball, Daniel.
Yeah.
I can't do that anywhere. There is no semblance of a designed intention anywhere on the court. When they come up and I'm like, well, let's see. Are we going to try to get the rock around and see Blue Cane open somewhere? No. Are we going to let Smurf go ISO? No. What are we trying to do here? We're just trying to get down to catchings and he's going to distribute it back out and try to do a little pop. There is no semblance of any organization anywhere within this team. I can't predict a dang thing. Now, maybe that's good for us come a tourney run. I don't know. Maybe the unpredictability teams get. No, it's not. Great. Thank you. It's not good. I want to know. I need a bucket. I need to stop a streak. I need to stop a run from the other team, or I need a bucket. Here's how I'm going to do so. Here's what we're going to do to stop. We haven't been able to do that. I need to see us be able to look and design and execute the intention that we're going off, not fall into layups, not fall into something. No. When I set my mind to something, I want to do it. And that's what I need Georgia basketball to do. Execution is the only thing. I need identity and execution.
Yeah, when you look at this Georgia basketball team and you try to say, what's the worst thing about them? It's crazy that I'm about to say this because they score a bunch of points.
They do.
But half-court offense is, to me, by far the worst thing about them. Their half-court defense isn't great. They're great. They're great in transition, both on offense and on defense. They're great pressuring the ball. They're great getting out and running. But half-court offense, Clint, to your point, it's not good. The three-point shooting we know is abysmal. But even the intentionality, the design, you got some possessions where it looks like Jeremiah Wilkins is just like, I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna shoot today. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm thinking about 7 seconds. I'll dribble around, and then wherever I wind up after 7 seconds,
that's what I'm gonna
peep it.
And in a tournament scenario, or even as you get more tape, and teams are able to scout and prepare for you a little bit more, the game slows down. You've got to be able to execute in the half court. And right now, to your point, Georgia cannot do that. And so when they need critical buckets, they're not able to do it. When they have a lead and they need to hold on to that lead and score, consistently in the half court while not playing at lightning speeds, they've shown a propensity to blow those leads and to let teams back in the game. Now they're able to come back when they're down as well because, again, they pressure the ball really well. They get out and run really well. They play tempo really well. But when the game slows down, they're trying to play in the half court, Clint. I hate it. I hate everything about it. I don't like watching it. It's not fun. And if it doesn't get fixed, the season's going in the wrong direction. But there's still plenty of reason to be hopeful if you're a Georgia basketball fan, or even if you're Clint.
Yeah.
There's plenty of reason to be hopeful. And if you're not hopeful about Georgia basketball,
okay,
I heard Ronald Acuna is taking batting practice in shorts. So I'm just telling you, it could be worse. That's all I'm trying to tell you, is it could be worse. That's it. Okay?
Hey, here's a right up the brownstone Friday to you as we end the podcast. That was fantastic. He is Daniel. I am Clint. This is Locked On Bulldogs, part of Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
See ya.